Hello, and thank you for joining me today. Today I will be discussing the business trust. Business trust is like any other type of trust. There are three parties: the creator of the trust, the trustee who manages the trust, and the beneficiaries. In a business trust, the beneficiaries are the unit trust holders. Unit trusts, certificates of trust, act as stock in a corporation, but unit trust applies to a business trust. An investor can purchase an interest in the business trust by purchasing a certificate known as a certificate trust units or trust certificate units, and in return they receive a distribution from the trust, periodic distribution from the trust. The trustee manages the assets in the business trust for the benefit of the certificate holders, the certificate trust unit holders. There are a number of advantages to the business trust arrangement. Most people will be familiar with corporations, LLCs, and proprietorships, partnerships, but the business trust is not as popular. Another advantage of a business trust is the fact that it can have just about any name you would like to give it. You can call your business trust Acne Company. You can call your business trust Acne LLC. In the naming of your business trust, you don't have to call it a business trust, or you don't have to even have trust in the name. Acne Corporation, Acne Company, Acne LLC. But there are many advantages to a business trust. The assets within the trust, which can also be a service, can be managed in such a way to generate a return, a periodic return based on the assets or the service of the business trust. Now, one of the benefits of this is that the investors and the creator have an interest in the trust without being liable, so that the trustees can manage the assets within the trust for the benefit of the unit holders. The person who controls, the person or entity, I should say, because many corporations today are forming these business trusts, sometimes called special purpose vehicles, to manage certain assets that the corporation or other type of entity doesn't want on their books. And this is all legal. And there are a number of reasons that they're doing this. One reason is to minimize tax liability. With a business trust, you also have a maximized return on the investment. And why is this so? With a business trust, unlike a company, the distributions are made from the cash flows and revenues instead of the profits, which means the pool to be distributed to investors will in most cases be larger. Generally, with a business trust, you'll have your trust, my business trust, will either have assets donated or purchased by the trust for the benefit of the unit holders, people, investors who have purchased an interest in the management of the assets, to obtain a distribution, a return. And you have the trustees who manage the asset for a fee. What I'm seeing a lot lately, many companies now are sponsoring business trusts, or they're creating a trust, and these trusts, they'll either have a direct or an indirect relationship with the trust. In this situation, the company is sponsoring the trust. And by sponsor, I mean they will donate assets, or in some cases even sell the assets to the business trust to be managed by the trustees for the purpose of a distribution, a return. The trustee manages the assets, and periodically there will be a distribution to the unit holders and to the sponsors. In a typical business trust arrangement, I hate to use the word typical, but in some business trust arrangements or structures, you'll have just the trust, the unit holders, and the trustees, and there is no sponsor. But the sponsor structure provides an opportunity for any entity to generate capital other than using bonds and stocks. It's another alternative way to generate capital. With the business trust, because you have more freedom and less regulation, you can be more creative in how you operate your business with a business trust. Like an LLC, you have pass-through taxation where the revenue and the distributions from the management of the business trust pass through to the unit holders without being taxed. The tax that the unit holder will pay will be based on their own individual tax levels. On the resources page on the website, I have information. I relate the business trust to the LLC, as well as some other information that you might find useful. Thank you for listening, watching. Enjoy your day.